Where are my notes? Good morning. Looking for my notes. Where are my notes? Got my notes. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Yes. As you can see, I am still in my bedroom. Why? Because I am lazy. I was doing work on my computer and I'm too lazy to move everything back downstairs. Good morning, numbers. Thank you for always being here. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Helena. Yes, I'm still here, y'all. No other reason besides I'm lazy. I'm just lazy. It's gonna be honest. I could move everything back. Me too, Kim. I am on time. Thank you. Can I get some whoops? Can I get some whoop whoop in the chat? Because the girl is on time. I am ready. Got things to talk about. But as I'm still in my bedroom, I could move back to my area, but I'm just lazy. And I thought I should be honest. I'm just doing it for the plot at this point. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. It is very cold in the D. It's so cold in the D. How we supposed to make peace? You gotta be from the Midwest to know what I'm talking about. But it is cold. It is cold as your ass up here, okay? Every year I am upset about it. Every year I act like I never seen snow before. Every year I'm upset and I ask myself, why do you live in a place that makes your face hurt? My face hurts when I step outside. Every year I'm confused. Every year I'm confused. And yet here I am, still in the cold. Mm, 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 mm. You know why? It's because the summers are so good. Summertime Detroit is like no other place in the world. But wintertime Detroit, throw it all away. It's trash. Ball it up and roll it down the river. I hate it. I hate putting on hats, gloves, scarves, boots. Ew. Ew. There's no difference between here and the North Pole. That's my opinion. Anywho, how is everybody doing? Hi, Montana Lil. I've been around where you been. I've been around where you been. Now, Kim, I have told you, if I was to move anywhere in these United States, Atlanta would not. Atlanta would not be on the list. I'm going to tell you why. Atlanta traffic would have me in prison. I have a really bad road rage, okay? But I can get past it. Oh no, Montana, I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're healing up well. I can get past it in Detroit. I can get past my road rage really quickly in Detroit because the traffic moves on really quickly. Okay. And after I cuss you out, you're already gone. In Atlanta, I'd be in jail. I'd be in jail because I have time. The traffic moves so slowly that I have time to hop out my car and fight you. And I'm going to have to fight you. The way y'all drive in Atlanta, you have to fight somebody. It's imperative. They should teach it in driving school. Traffic is the main reason I would not move to Atlanta. There's more, but traffic. Oh God, I can't. I can't do it. And the roads don't make no sense. The lights don't make no sense. Mm, I digress. See how you just sent me into a rage? Do you see how you just sent me into a rage? Okay. Anywho, we are on day 3. I would rather drive anywhere, Helena, than drive in Atlanta. Um, but anywho, we're on day 3 of Brian Walsh. I have a question for you guys that I heard yesterday somewhere, and I want to know if it's true. Please tell me if you know if it's true. Where are the kids? Where are Brian Walsh's and Anna Walsh's children? Are they in state custody? I heard that yesterday, and that made me even more sad than I already am. Is that true? Where is the grandparents? Do they not have, are both of them only children? I could have sworn I heard somebody talking about Anna's sister. Why are they in state custody? Oh my God, my heart breaks for them. My heart breaks for them. Why? I don't understand why they are in state custody. So, okay, the sister lives in Canada. She doesn't want her nephews because move them. Don't they get all of Anna money? Don't all of the money come with them? You mean to tell me they don't got one auntie, uncle? Ugh, that just makes me so sad. That makes me that makes me want him in jail even more. They should, but I don't know. You know, life insurance companies, they try to move you and groove you, honey. If Brian Walsh was the beneficiary, which we heard from the insurance agent, we're going to get into it. If he's the beneficiary and he's the one who killed her, the insurance will try not to pay. So you know there's that. But even without the insurance, didn't we see like evidence of Anna's IRA and her retirement account and all of that? I just I just I just I just don't understand. Anna's mom is in Serbia, sure. Does she not? Does she just hate America? Well, let me slow my roll. Let me slow my roll. I was gonna say, does she hate America that much that she wouldn't move here for her grandchildren? And then I thought about the state of America and I feel it. Especially the state of our immigration laws. But the sister's just over in Canada. She can't scooch on. We're not even looking for Canadians. She's the right color where nobody's going to try to deport her. So I don't know. It just, if they're really in state custody, he's really a trash ass person. I mean, he's a trash ass person anyway. And we're going to get into it. But those boys having nowhere to go just broke my heart. Just broke my heart. Being in state custody, what happens if they get separated? Ugh. Mm, mm. That just breaks my heart. That just breaks my heart. Um, okay. So we started off yesterday with Garino still being on the stand. He is quite possibly no, no. But he is very dumb. Garino is the dumbest person I have ever seen. And he is so indicative of what the Commonwealth and what the Massachusetts State Police is because he has no idea what he's doing. He took one certification class, learned how to hook up a phone to a cell bright, and moved on. I wonder how much they pay him. I wonder how much they pay him because I can do that. I can do that on my free time. I can do what he does on my free time, which is nothing. He now because this case is so open and shut for the most part, because we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the title of this video. Because this case is so open and shut, his idiocy is pointless. Like the fact that you're an idiot really doesn't move the needle one way or the other. But look what it did to the Kieran Reed case. What is it going to do when the case is mainly based on what happened with the phones? If they don't get another tech expert, every defense attorney that ever was is going to rip Guarino to shreds. He is the biggest dummy I ever seen. And let me tell you something. Even though Brian Walsh is going to prison, his defense is doing the damn job. Okay? They are doing what they got to do. Starting with Guarino. When we pick up yesterday, the defense attorney says, "Hey, you got this big book, got this big thick book, got this big thick binder with 3,000 some odd searches." But that's not true, is it? He says, "No, no, they're actually duplicates. So there's only 1,000 items, right? Okay, where would I know that?" Well, yeah, I told the prosecutors, "You're an idiot. You're an idiot." And it shows us how this investigative team over there at the Massachusetts State Police works. Because what it looks like, and again, it doesn't matter for this case because it's going to be very hard for him to get over those searches and all the stuff we found in the trash. We're going to get into it. For this case, it doesn't matter. But for another case, I, as a defense attorney, would have spent a full day just crossing him on that bit of information, making him look like an idiot. So wait a minute. Let me get this clear. You want me to give this jury a binder that says there are 3,000 items when really there's only 1,500 items. And how would they know that these are duplicate? Where did you put that in this binder? Is there one sentence? Is there one sentence at all that they're duplicate? And what about when he was rerouted somewhere? How will we know that? Is there a list that says rerouted? Oh, you didn't label it? Who labeled it? Who told you to label it that way? So you don't label your own reports, so you just print them out and hand them over and let somebody else label it. You don't know what the labels say. Like, he's an idiot of the highest degree. And they call him for all of these major cases. It's almost painful to watch him be that dumb. In the words of Kenya Moore, it's almost painful to watch him be that dumb. And then the lawyer will be like, "So is this true?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll take your word for it." The lawyer will be like, "That's not true." Like, you, it's almost painful to watch you be that dumb. And because you're that dumb, even in this case, this defense attorney was able to walk all over you. He's just an idiot. Also, but he did though. But the defense did make me want to hear. I said I didn't want to hear from anybody else yesterday because I said I don't care. Then I said I want to hear from Brian's mom. Now I want to hear from Fast Style. Isn't Fast Style the guy she was cheating with? I want to hear from him too. Not that he's going to give us any information on her death. I just want to know how deep this affair was because we're still not sure whether or not Brian knew about the affair. I sort of think he did, but neither side has said one way or the other. So I want to hear from him. Um then we had a bunch of witnesses that I didn't think were necessary. We had the customs guy. We had the Uber and Lyft people. We had some more detectives that came and just secured the scene. We did have the K9 officer, and while some people thought he was unnecessary, and he was unnecessary to this case. But of course, every time I'm in Massachusetts, I'm going to I'm going to compare and contrast. What was it about HIV? I said, "Excuse me, say what?" He was searching something about HIV. I said, "Who got HIV? Who got HIV?" But every time we're in Massachusetts, I find myself comparing and contrasting the investigation that they do in other cases and the investigation they did in Kieran Reed. Was it interesting to anybody? Was it interesting to anyone else that the canine officer said we couldn't search that one other side of the house because the neighbor has a German Shepherd that would not shut up? Was that interesting to anybody else? Was that interesting to anybody else? I don't know, it probably went over people's head because it, or was it, did they have a German Shepherd? Did the Walshes have a German Shepherd? Somebody had a German Shepherd while the canine officer was there that wouldn't shut up. Was that interesting? Was that interesting to anybody else? Walsh had one. Okay. Was it interesting to me, to anyone, that you were at the home of a German Shepherd and they won't shut up? Have anybody been to the home of a German Shepherd that they don't know you? Them dogs won't shut up. Is that interesting when we compare and contrast the Kieran Reed German Shepherd that nobody heard, nobody saw, didn't say a word? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna eventually stop comparing these cases to Kieran Reed, except when they're in Massachusetts, because, huh? German shepherds bark like crazy. Don't, is that true? Are you sure? Because it seems like the Alberts had the quietest. Thank you, Kiki. The Alberts had the quietest German Shepherd this side of the Mississippi. Eventually, eventually, we're gonna stop comparing. I just found it interesting. I just found it interesting. Also, I'm like, why are we calling all these people? Why are we calling all these people? Why do we need to call the airline and the Uber and the Lyft and the this and the that? And then I saw, then they put up, did this catch anybody's eye? When they put up the Uber receipt or the subpoena receipts from Uber, did you guys see who filed that subpoena? Did you guys notice? I'll tell you who. It was Michael Proctor. That's why we have all of these witnesses, because they have to verify the documents themselves. Because we're not going to call Michael Proctor to verify the items he got in his subpoena. If this whole county does not want to wipe the floor with Michael Proctor, I know something. He has fucked up everything. We have to call 17 motherfuckers in here to verify their own information because we can't call you because you're a fucking idiot. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Jesus, to be done. Then, so we called the airline people. She didn't get on the plane. They called the airline people to say she, on the 27th or the 24th or whatever it was, the 27th, she didn't get on that plane, but she got a refund. On the 7th of January and whatever date longer down the line, she didn't get on that plane, but there was no refund. That was the point of the airline, to say when she's alive, she wants her money back when she's not getting on the plane. After she's dead, she just doesn't get on the plane. Very interesting. Called the Uber people because remember Brian said in his interview, the first interview, that she got in the Uber at 4 or something in the morning and he thought she was going to DC. Called Uber, called Lyft. We ain't never seen this lady. Didn't get on a plane. Then we had the life insurance guy. Life insurance is such a necessity, right? Because only thing guaranteed in this life is death and taxes. But I am of the belief that all insurance is a scam. I know we gotta have it. I know we gotta have it. But every time I have to pay an insurance bill, a car insurance bill, a homeowner's insurance bill, a life insurance bill, a health insurance bill, I'm mad every time. I'm mad every time. Insurance is the biggest scam, the biggest scam in the history of Americas, and there's no way around it. They always try not to pay. Y'all know y'all don't want me to get up on my soapbox about how insurance is racist, because y'all know I will. But I just feel, can I digress on insurance for a minute? If there's one bill I hate to pay, it's for insurance of anything, because I just feel like I have been paying on my car, insurance on my car, way too high. Do y'all want to know my insurance? If I tell y'all what my car insurance is, me, grown, 38 years old, live in the suburbs, had my car now for 5 years, no accidents, immaculate driving record. If I tell y'all what my car insurance is, y'all will pass out. Y'all will flip over. My car insurance right now for my 2020 is $367. Tell me why my car insurance is $367. I'll tell you why. Because it's a scam. And it goes up. It goes up every 6 months. Why? Why is my insurance going up and you're going to pay me less? Because it's all a scam. Car insurance in Michigan is no longer based on credit score. And my credit is good. They say it's based on where I live. You know where I live? Around a bunch of black folk. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on insurance. Because I feel like after 5 years, I've bought this car twice. Between the car note and the insurance, I've bought this car. So how about you just put my insurance money in a account, and then if something happened, I just get that money back. Look at that. Funeral homes are the biggest scam because anytime the money is based on the inevitable, I think it's a scam. There's no reason I should be putting a $7,000 casket in the ground. Y'all don't want me to get up on my soapbox, okay? Okay. This box that's about to go in the dirt, there's no reason anything I'm about to put in the dirt should be $7,000. Funerals are the biggest scam. Insurance is the biggest scam. Life insurance is the biggest scam, and they will try not to pay you. They will try not to pay you with their fingers gripped tight, which is why I'm wondering whether or not the insurance paid out to those boys and who would get it if they are wards of the state. Would it go in a trust for them? You mean to tell me they got to live off the state? They got to live in state care, wherever that means, until they're 18. Ugh, it's just horrible. But anyway, let me get off my insurance soapbox. Let me get off my insurance soapbox because insurance is like the Rock joke. It should be called in case shit. And if shit don't happen, give me my money back. Because I'm paying you and paying you and paying you. And then as soon as I use you, you want to up the price. Well, what is the point? What is the point? I have no accidents. I've never used my car insurance. Why are you going up? And then as soon as I try to use what I am paying you for, you up the price. Ain't that a bitch? Don't get me started. Anywho, what we want I digress. I'm getting off my insurance soapbox. I know, I'm sorry. Anywho, the insurance man comes up and tells us about life insurance, and I guess this is where we get into the title of the video, because the prosecution, I guess, is trying to prove motive, and they're trying to go multiple different ways. And this way, one of the ways they're trying to go is money. I think this is a bad do for the prosecutors. I think this is not the motive they want. I don't think he would kill her for money. I just don't. I just don't think so. Even though he had restitution on his federal case, it's not like they want all of it at once. He'd set up a payment plan like everybody else. I have known people who've gotten convicted with $2 million restitution. They paying $10 a month because that's all they got. They're not gonna put anybody in the poorhouse. You pay it per month. I don't think he would kill her to pay restitution on his federal case. I don't he would think he would kill her to access any life insurance money. It just doesn't seem like the serve they want it to be. I think they need to move into another appeal, which sparks the title of this video, Where's the Premeditation? Because you gotta remember, they're going after first degree premeditated murder. Maybe they're gonna inch us along. Maybe they're gonna inch us along because we can believe whatever we want to believe. And I believe he killed her, and I believe he did it on purpose. But has the prosecution proven that it was premeditated murder? Just because you get rid of the body doesn't automatically mean premeditation. Just because it was a murder, like he Googled, doesn't automatically mean it's premeditation. And y'all going down the money aisle, and I just don't think I don't think that's a motive. I don't think that would have been a motive for him. Because as long as they're married, I got access to everything you got access to. Y'all ain't never seen a family that prays together. Remember when that man went down there and stole all that lady's money and started his construction business? My man gave me that money. My son is a Cartwright. So it's not like he was hung up for money. He can use her credit card if he wanted to. He can empty that IRA if he want. Like he can do whatever he wants to do while she was alive. Or he could just get divorced and split it. I just don't think money is the issue. And having that insurance man was not the serve I think they wanted it to be. The prosecution seems like they called the insurance to say that she had $1 million life insurance, one, but also to say that she was in perfect health because they wanted to say, thank you for becoming a member, Montana. Um, they wanted to say that she's in perfect health. There's no way she could just up and die. That's the thing, Helena. They don't have any proof that she was leaving him where he had to kill her to get some money. In fact, they have the fast style guy saying that she said she was never going to leave him. So I don't know. But they had the insurance guy simply to prove that she had insurance and that she had the best health score there is. Okay. But then here comes the defense with, I think, a good point, making a good point, saying, in actuality, it was Brian who wanted the health insurance. Is that right? But he couldn't get it. Y'all wouldn't insure him because he was going to jail. So you suggested, meaning the insurance agent suggested, that they try Anna. That doesn't seem like he put $1 million insurance policy on her to kill her. He wasn't even looking for insurance for her. He kind of had to settle into insurance for her because they wouldn't insure him. I just don't think the money is the motive. But with the money, it get ugly as coyote. I don't think that was a Lil Wayne. That was a Lil Wayne bar. You weren't sure. I don't think the money is the motive. And I think they should move away from that because they're going to have to prove what made him mad enough. Of course, they will numbers. If you get an insurance agent in your house and anybody walk in the door, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I was getting policies on my children, both my children. I hate to even think about it, but again, nothing is for sure in this life besides death and taxes. And if ever something happens to one of my children, I don't want to be outside having no fish fry. Okay. Um, and the agent was in the house with me at the table. And I think I think somebody walked in the house. We were at my grandparents' house, and I want to say either my aunt or my sister walked in the house, and they went to sell to them. Listen, I don't think it was I don't think it was Brian. I think Brian called to get some life insurance and they were like, "Who else is in the house? Who else is in the house? We can get them." Absolutely he did. I 100% believe that. Because an insurance agent will sell to whoever walks in the door. Okay? They want your whole family. Montana, that just this just this just tickled me. I don't know. I don't know where first of all, I have no idea why he was Googling something about HIV. That may have been a redirect, number one. Number two, I dismiss dismember somebody over that. You and me both, Montana. You and me both. But the point is, y'all did all of that, and I just feel like there was a better way. There was a better way for you to prove that she was in good health and wouldn't just spontaneously die without the insurance agent. Because it just disproved that this was a money motive. So now the jury has to be sitting there like, okay, as much as you don't need a motive, motive is not mandatory, motive is not necessary. It is better, you know, just human wise, human nature wise. We want to know when you do something this heinous, just human empathy of it all. We want to know why you would do that, why you would do that to your wife, why you would do that to your children. It's just natural to want to know why and get off the money. I don't think it's the money. That's just my personal opinion. And then we have the crime scene tech, and I think this was the saddest part of the day. Listening to the crime scene tech and seeing the photos of her clothes and seeing the photos of those tools. Like looking at the tools he possibly used made this the most heinous thing in the world to me because he had like small little scissors, like wire cutters, this very small axe. To think about how he would have to be hacking at this woman you love, the mother of your children. It's diafucking-logical. That's why I know you killed her, and that's why I know it was you killed her in a way that nobody could look everybody would look at her body and know that you killed her. Because if you go through this much work, if you go through this much work, to cut her up with those itty bitty tools. That was work. You hear me? That was you. It's hard to cut bone. It's hard to cut bone. You think he dismembered her at his mom's house? That's very interesting, Helena. That's very interesting because it was a little too clean at the house, huh? It was a little too clean at the house for him to have used those tools to dismember a body. Those tools, you got blood going everywhere. And you can't clean that up. I don't even, and even in 4 days, you can't clean that up. I mean, the smallest of tools he could find. You already went to the hardware store. You ain't want to buy a chainsaw. You ain't want to buy an actual axe. That little bit, just to think about how he had to literally hack at this woman that he's been married to for years. He had 3 children. She birthed 3 of his sons. It's just nasty work. Nasty work. And then they had picture of her clothes. And at first I started thinking this is another hurdle of the many that the defense is going to have to get over. Because if you're saying that you went upstairs after she had gotten to bed and she was dead, why is she wearing winter boots? Why she had on a coat? But then I started to think, but y'all found the coat and y'all found the boots fully intact, which means she was not in that those coat, that coat and those boots. He picked those up and throw them in the trash to make it look like she got up and left in her boots and her coat. Who knows what she was wearing when he killed her? Because you still have all those clothes fully intact with no blood on them. So he didn't kill her in that. He packed those up to say, what would she wear if she was leaving the house? She would wear these boots, she would wear this coat, she would wear this, that, and the other. And he put it in the trash. It's just so horrific to think of what he did to her. And the fact that we still don't have the body. Did he put her in the incinerator? But bones don't really burn all the way down. Even in like where is she? What did we get any of her? I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Don't tell me. I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. But I don't think he did it at that house. Whatever he did with her, I don't think he did it at the house. Because you can't risk one of the kids waking up. You can't wish one of those boys waking up, especially the oldest one, especially the one that's always on his iPad. You can't risk him waking up. This is why I premedit. I mean, and you know what my problem is? I always try to think about these crimes in my logical brain. You know, somebody who would never do this. So I try to use my logic on them because this is why I'm always like, but was it intentional though? Because why? I just need a why. I need a why. And so far, prosecutors, you are not giving me premeditation. They want the jury to infer it, but that's not what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to prove it. You're supposed to prove it. Jury can't infer anything when an element of the crime is the premeditation part. We're only on day 3, so hopefully they're going to get there. I don't know though. If you're waiting on me to believe the money motive, I'm not there. Now wait till we hear from the The guy she was cheating with, maybe he gives us that. What? Maybe he gives us the motive. Maybe he says, "Oh, Brian absolutely knew he cussed us out." I don't know. I don't know. But how he must have done it is so incredibly gross and gruesome and sad and sad. Now, Helena seems to think the mama, Helena seemed to think his mama is Mrs. Bates. I don't think his mama helped. I don't think his mama helped, but I don't think you know those people who just like stay out of shit so they could have plausible deniability? That's what I think of his mother. I think his mother just like, he did come over and take a shower that night, but I didn't ask no questions. He came over, he was bleeding. He said he cut himself on fixing the car. I didn't ask no questions though. And now that he's in jail, I ain't telling nobody about that. I don't, my name Bennett ain't in it. That's what the mama's doing. My name Bennett ain't in it. The basement was empty because we heard from the landlord. Basically, they called the landlord to say, "Hey, what would you fix?" He wouldn't call you for the ceiling. The landlord said the ceiling is something that Brian would have to fix, but he also said that Brian called him and said, "Have you seen my wife?" Like, what you calling your landlord for? Like, but no, nothing was in the basement. Remember, the landlord said the basement was just cold and dank and dark. The heat didn't really work down there. It wasn't much down there. He could have done it in the basement, but I just feel like the basement is concrete. It's very hard to get blood out of concrete. Seeps into the rocks and the cracks. And I just don't think I think he could have cleaned, but I think if they do any type of luminol test, you'll see blood on concrete. I don't think he did it at the house. Not with those itty bitty tools. Not with those itty bitty tools. He needed somewhere that could get messy. You hear me? They do make paint that will cover it. Ask the Alberts. Let me leave them folks alone for they sue me. This is all allegedly. Don't add me to the lawsuit. It's all alleged. It's just sad and it's just disgusting. And I can't wait to hear him. I want to hear from him. I want to hear from the mom, but the mom probably won't testify because they have her sitting in the courtroom, so they're probably not going to call her for anything. Isn't that his mom? That old skeleton lady we keep seeing, all sitting there all by herself. I heard that was his mom. So if she's sitting there watching the trial, then she's probably not anybody's witness. But I would like to hear from her. I would like to hear from her, and I would like to hear from the man she was cheating with, and then all I need to hear is from Brian. I can't wait to see that cross examination because we know what he's going to say. She was just I touched her and she was dead, and then I got scared and I was already facing federal charges, and I decided to chop her up. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Of course, they could have made his mom testify, but she's in the courtroom, and I don't think they would have her sitting there listening to everybody's testimony if they if she was going to testify for them, right? I mean, maybe there's no sequestration order. I don't know. Um, yeah, they could, but she's sitting there listening to everybody. Nobody believes because it doesn't make logical sense that your wife is dead next to you for unknown reasons. And instead of calling the EMS to try to save her, you cut her up. Nobody believes you. We're going to get to, you're going to have to make it so the jury at least thinks that maybe it was maybe heat of the moment, maybe an accident, maybe you were fighting, but he's not going to say that. I just don't sometimes I mean I know as lawyers we got to go with what our client tells us. We cannot give them a reason. You can't come in there and say this is what we're going to say. We're going to say that it was an accident. That's not what we can do. We have to go with what our client tells us. But as a lawyer, if my client came in and said, I said, what do you want to say? What actually happened? Tell me what happened. And he said, went upstairs, she was dead, and I panicked because I had this federal case. So I cut her up, hit her clothes, hit her body. I would be like, "Huh? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the room. Okay, I'm gonna run down to the bathroom. When I come back, I want you to explain that to me again. Okay? I'm gonna leave, go run to the bathroom, make a couple calls, and when I come back, I want you to tell me what really happened, okay? Because what? Sir, I'm not going to court like that. I'm not going to court like that. No. No, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you, sir. I'm going to go down the street, give me a cup of coffee, I'll be back. Think on it. Think on it. And then we going to come with something else. Nobody believes you. That's not what happens. That's not what happens. Because you at least call, they might be able to save, they might be able to shock her back alive. How you know she did? You was just down there. She ain't cold and stiff yet, right? She just went upstairs and went to bed. She's not cold. She's not stiff. What do you mean? You didn't say you woke up the next day and she was dead. You said you went up there with her, came down to clean up the kitchen, went back up, she was dead. She ain't cold. You don't know. She could have just stopped breathing the second you walked in through the door. You call the police. Doesn't make any sense. You're going to have to tell me something else. Or you might as well plead guilty right now. Nobody would cut up her body. You cut up her body because whatever was on her body, because I think he was going to go with, she just died. And then he looked at her and was like, nobody's going to believe that 'cause she got a black eye, her arm is broken, she got a bust, she bleeding out the back of her head. Something was wrong with the body where you were like, I cannot. Nobody's going to believe she just died of natural causes. Got to get rid of this body. With no body, no cause of death. I can say what I want. Doesn't make any sense. Then we get to the end of the day, and the prosecution, for whatever reason, doesn't make any sense to me, but they want to bring in the fact that he pled guilty to getting rid of the body and lying to the police. I don't see the judge letting that in because it doesn't matter. Number one, it's more prejudicial than probative. Number two, like the judge said, I'm just going to tell them after you say he's convicted, I'm just going to have to tell them that they can't use that in their deliberation. So what the fuck is the point? Can't use previous convictions to weigh or outweigh any evidence of this case. So what the fuck is the point? And I don't care that you are convicted of it. I'm going to ask you, didn't you lie to the police? Yes. Because if he says no, then I can impeach him with it. Didn't you get rid of your wife's body? Yes. Because if he says no, I can impeach him with it. I don't see the need. I don't understand what they're going for. Why? Why? Well, they won't know it anyway because if they're truly jurors who have not been following this case, they may not, and they never know he was even charged with it. But it doesn't matter as long as he says he did it. What do you need the conviction for? I don't know. I don't know. No, Montana, I haven't heard anything about Zach Adams. I have to look into it. But I don't get why they want that. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You just ask them the question. Why does it matter whether or not he was convicted or pled to it? Like it doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, they'll know he admitted it because I'm as the prosecutor, I'm going to ask them the question. They want the fact that he pled guilty to it. And what's the point of that? And I don't see a judge letting that in because again, you're just going to have to tell the jury to disregard it. You can't consider that in your deliberation. So why even put it on their man? Why even put it on their brain? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see what day four brings. We're gonna see what day four brings. I'm um not gonna be on tomorrow morning because I have to go into the office. I know you'll miss me, but I will be back on Monday with Friday's recap. Um with Thursday and Friday's recap. Friday's gonna be a short day. I heard they're gonna only do it till like 1. So I'll be back Monday with Thursday and Friday's recap. So it's making me go into the office. I don't know. I swear I don't know. I feel like they just gotta pay the rent to somebody. I don't understand why I have to go in there. There's no part of my job that requires me to be in office. But they just like looking at me, I guess. I don't know. Um I gotta figure out what I want to do with my hair. I think I want to cut it off. I think I want to braid it up. I think I want to lock it. I think I want to color it. I don't know. Y'all give me some ideas. My hair is just doing whatever it wants to do lately, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really in the Christmas spirit yet. Anybody in the Christmas spirit yet? Is anybody else's house decorated? I have some lights up, but I haven't put up my tree because I'm waiting for my oldest daughter to get back from college. She went to her dad's house for Thanksgiving. Mm. Thank you, numbers. She went to her dad's house for Thanksgiving. Mm. Railroaded with zero. I'm gonna look into it, Montana, because now I'm interested. Um, and we usually put our tree up together the day after Thanksgiving. We listen to Christmas music, we drink hot chocolate, we put up the tree, but she wasn't here and I didn't want to do it without her, even though I had my littlest baby here. I just felt like we got to continue the tradition. So my tree is not up, and I feel like that's why I'm not um really in the Christmas spirit yet. Once my tree gets up, I feel like I'll start feeling like Christmas. Cause Christmas just ain't Christmas without the ones you love. So I gotta get my tree up. I quit put up a tree since my son is grown. Listen here, numbers. I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to be like you. But here I go, starting over with a 5-year-old. back putting up a tree. Oh, oh. If it was up to me, I would spend my Christmas holidays in the Caribbean. Do you hear me? But no, I still got to play Santa Claus and move this goddamn elf around. So annoyed. So annoyed. Got a few more years of that. Got a few more years of that. But at least I still get to use Santa Claus. At least for the month of December, Santa Claus is my reason to get her to be quiet. You have no idea how many times a day I say, I'm going to tell Santa. You have no idea how many times a day I'm going to tell Santa. But I do wish that my house was empty and I was in a high rise loft with all white furniture, glass accents, and no children in it. I love my baby, but I should be on somebody's island. Kim, you don't want this damn elf. I haven't even started putting it up yet. I need to go get it and set it out. It's so much work. You gotta think of ideas of what the elf should do. And then I remember I got drunk one night and forgot. I got drunk one night and forgot to move the damn elf. And my baby thought the elf died. It's just too much responsibility. It's too much responsibility, this goddamn elf. I'm gonna put it out. He hasn't come down from the North Pole yet because I just don't feel like it. But I'm gonna get the elf out. Get the elf out, and this time be sure to move it around. And we're gonna have a good Christmas. Elfie. We're not real. His name is Elfie. We're not real creative over here. His name is Elfie. We're not real creative over here. Yeah, they about to be 21. That mean you got an empty house too, Kim. I'm trying to get like y'all. I'm trying to be that. I won't have an empty house until I'm damn near 50. Hmm. I won't have an empty house until I'm damn near 50. And by then, I'm sure my oldest daughter will have a baby, and then I'll be grandma, so my house still won't be empty. God damn it. Just gonna have somebody in my house for the duration. Any hootie, let me get out of here. Let me go to work. Make some money I'm gonna spend for Christmas. Yes, Helena, because your house been empty for a while. You know, if my house is empty right now, and then my daughter who's only 19, I'd probably wanting grandkids too. But I feel like I'm gonna get grandkids before my littlest kid even get out of the house. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. She might not even want kids. She been around kids her whole life. She might be like, no. Plus, she has three little sisters. Her dad has two daughters, and I have one daughter. My daughter's 5. Her other sisters are 6 and 4. So she might be like, those are my kids. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm trying to get like y'all. Oh, 15, you are alone. You from 15 to 17, I don't think I saw my daughter come out of her room 6 times. I think I saw her 6 times in 3 years. It is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope y'all have a happy Thursday. Like I said, I gotta go in the office tomorrow, so I don't know. Maybe I'll come in late. Maybe I'll come later on Friday. Maybe. I'll see how I feel. I need to move this stuff back and stop being lazy. Get off the floor. We'll see how I feel. We'll see what happens today. If I just can't hold it in, then I'll come in later on Friday, maybe later in the afternoon. But I hope y'all have a happy Thursday. I hope y'all are not as cold as me. Yes, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to all the YouTube things. I thank y'all for joining me every morning. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are my peeps. Y'all are my peeps. We got good little community over here, and I love it so much. Bye. Y'all make sure y'all take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Bye, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.